Hello, and today we're going to do a little bit more work on our first very basic game here, making a TicTacToe game in Flutter. So we'll start up our emulator and rerun our program. Should start with a blank slate there. Now, one of the first things we want to do is get rid of a lot of the code reuse here. So what I'm going to do is take a widget here. I'm going to create it using a dedicated function. So we'll copy that and we'll call the function grid section. Still needs to go to location, and just like we've got our button click function, we'll make a new function here that's going to return a widget. It's going to take an X and Y, and it's going to return our button. There we go. So we pass it X and Y, and it should create this entire button element and return it when we're calling it here. So if we save and rerun that app, it should work just fine. So that now means we can replace these 5 or 6 lines of code with one. And we'll do the same down here. One more for this row. And the final row. There we go. So we've just made the core of our program a lot simpler. Still functions just the same. But now when we make functional improvements in our grid section, that's going to reflect in every section. So one of the next things we want to do is we want to say if we click a section twice, we only want to action it if it's a blank section. So we're going to say if the grid at X, Y is blank, then we'll do a button click. So there we go. Now we can't cheat. So the next step is for us to determine if somebody's won. So we're going to want to check on a button click all the possible winning combinations. So we're going to check after we set the grid, and first combination we can say got something going on with our app there. Never mind. If grid zero equals grid okay, just thinking through this here. If the first grid equals the player that's just played, and the next one along, and the third one then status equals winner. Now why doesn't it want us to set the status there? Oh. Oh, I think that's happy now. Okay, so just at the end where I'm updating the status with the next player's turn, if we've determined we've got a winner, then we're not going to say who the next player's turn is. So this here should be one of our win conditions. Let's close that out. Try restarting, starting the emulator. Okay. Perfect. So I think Eric's my effect front, but that's alright. So I figure we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 conditions to check for. So this is going to be extra sloppy. But this will work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's the horizontals done. Now we'll do it the other way around. And the diagonals. Perfect. Restart and perfect. Try again. Now we probably want a reset button on there too. So let's just throw down an outline button. On pressed. Just want a small void function there. And we want child text reset. Yeah, we need the reset to do something. Just going to be not using the counter variable here. Reset the player turns. And perfect. Run that again. Reset. Perfect. Awesome. So yeah, now we've got everything moved over to our own widget creation function here. We could look at changing the use of a text element to an icon to reflect the current player. So we can go icon, and let's just check the icon widget for the instructions. Really useful page here on the widget library. So an icon needs an icon name, a color, and a size. And now we've made our icons umbrellas. But we can get a bit more creative than that. Now, Material Design has a bunch of icons we can use. So I want a circle, and it looks like the radio button unchecked would be a good one for me. So I'm going to say if we'll start by saying if it's a blank icon, return the umbrella. Otherwise, if it's an X, we're going to return radio button unchecked. Otherwise, we want to return something that looks like a cross. A close will do well. There we go. Threw one too many question marks in there. So now if we reload our app, we'll probably want to get rid of our umbrellas. Do we have a blank icon? Or can we just return a null? Let's try and return a null. There we go. Fantastic. So we're getting there, just one step at a time, working through our logic and our display. So I guess we could certainly work on some padding and make the whole thing prettier, but this has just been a test to get the hang of working with widgets and some conditional logic in Flutter, and a little bit of refactoring of the program we started yesterday. Well, hopefully you've learned a little bit today, and yeah, I'll catch you next time.